This WBTV high-definition program is sponsored by Time Warner Cable. WBTV News at 5 starts right now.
Stocking up for snow, sleet, and ice. Hardware stores selling out of supplies. Milk and bread shelves empty. The run is on for the snow to come.
And here's what all the hubbub is about. See the system on Power Doppler? It's moving right now, and it could bring your weekend to a screeching halt. Good evening and welcome. I'm Paul Cameron.
And I'm Maureen O'Boyle. In less than an hour, we'll be in a winter storm warning, but we've been on your side all day long gathering the information you need to get ready. And good timing because the snow has started to fall. Look at this live picture from Gastonia. The snow is really starting to come down, and it showed up here in Charlotte just minutes ago. This is the Clanton Road exit of 77. Just some flurries starting to fall, just a little bit starting to stick. But here's just a hint of what we might expect. The very same system that is headed here blanketed roads in New Mexico with snow, ice buildup, brought down some trees and power lines in Oklahoma City, and stopped drivers in their tracks and iced over parts of Arkansas.
Tonight, team coverage as we wait for the winter weather to come in. Sarah Batista is talking to Duke Energy to see what the plan is on to keep the power on. Also, we have reporters in Hickory who they could get as much as 8 inches of snow. But first, let's go to our Weather Alert Center meteorologist Kelly Franson with an up-to-the-minute update on when and where this is hitting. Already falling, Kelly.
Already falling in Charlotte. And Paul, you and I were talking just a few minutes ago. When you came into work, it was 44. 34 now in Charlotte. We have dropped 10 degrees. Temperature falling quickly. Snow falling. It will be sticking before long. Let me show you a still view of what we have going on right now. You'll see the green still showing up east of Charlotte, but everything from Charlotte on west is showing up as snow. As you go to the north, we're showing a little bit of a mix. Now, I believe we will see primarily snow through the overnight hours from the state line north. Because of that, winter storm warning is out. In fact, it extends south of the state line. Notice that pink, that's actually an ice storm warning. Thankfully, just out of our area. Ice storm is probably the worst type of winter weather to have. For us, as I said, looks like almost all snow overnight tonight, but I do anticipate a turn to sleet tomorrow. More on that in just a minute. But first, our first viewer photo of this storm system. This arrived at WBTV.com shortly after 3 o'clock. Joy sent this in of the snow just starting to stick to grassy surfaces there in Shelby. We'd love to see your pictures. Upload them to WBTV.com. And the latest forecast snow totals coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Kelly, we are looking live again at Gastonia. As I said, the snow is already starting to fall. It started coming down around 3:30 this afternoon, but you heard that Hickory, yes, Hickory is expecting to get hit the hardest. Kristen Hampton has been up there, and this is actually some videotape that we shot in Charlotte earlier today at Black Hawk Hardware. They are really starting to sell out. They've got that ice melt there, and they told me today that they have really been getting pounded all day long. People coming in to buy sleds, to buy shovels. They've been out of shovels for a while, but up in Hickory, as I was mentioning, they're expecting up to 8 inches of snow today. The trucks have been rolling all day long, putting out the brine. And Paul, I know you're continuing to follow our weather alert. What's happening over there?
Well, Maureen, the ice accumulation is bringing down power lines as this storm moves across the country. In Oklahoma, 140,000 people without power. That's why Duke Energy is getting ready for rapid response tonight, bringing in some reserves. WBTV Sarah Batista continues our team coverage. And Sarah, the emergency plan already in effect.
Yeah, they've already called in extra staff and they have some folks on standby, but at this point it's more or less a waiting game until the storm actually hits. We are getting a little bit of flurries, as you mentioned earlier, but it's not really sticking just yet. Earlier we were over at the Duke Energy call center. It runs 24/7. The reps take calls from all over North and South Carolina, and they can staff up to about 750 people at a time. The big concern, though, with this ice storm is trees falling onto power lines. That's where those repairs can get tricky and dangerous. But the biggest message they want to get across to customers is to please be patient.
Realize that we are responding, that our crews are out in the field working, and we will get to your home and restore your power as quickly as we can.
And if you are experiencing any problems with your power, we want to give you the number to call. It's 1-800 Power On, and they do take calls in English and in Spanish. Again, 1-800-POWER-ON. We're live in West Charlotte. Sarah Batista, WBTV on your side.
So thank you. Now, Duke Crew's not the only ones getting ready. Here's a live picture from 77 at the John Belk Freeway. A little backed up, as you might expect, this time of day on a Friday night. The Charlotte DOT has been out brining the road since yesterday. Of course, brine is a mixture of salt and water meant to prevent icing. Charlotte has this 64-page emergency plan for winter weather, and it is in effect tonight.
Yeah, Paul, DOT crews working hard to make the road safe, but you need to take precautions too. Some items you might want to have in your car if you do have to drive tonight: a battery-powered radio, a flashlight, some water, a blanket, and a bag of road salt and emergency flares. In preparation for the storm, Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools has canceled all Saturday activities. That includes athletic events. We expect a lot more closings, and we'll be posting them as they come in on the homepage there at WBTV.com. You can also track them on your mobile website. Just point your browser to m.wbtv.com. Paul?
And of course, we'll be tracking the storm all night. Coming up at 5:30, how churches are preparing to stop Sunday services. And it's the greatest show on earth, how Ringling Brothers Circus will handle this inclement weather. Then all new at 6, we joke about it, but bread and milk shelves, they are bare at local grocery stores. We'll hear from the shoppers who've been stocking up.
Paul, accidents causing traffic problems today even before weather was a factor. Car crashes and catches fire on the Brookshire Freeway, this at North Hoskins Road. It happened this afternoon. CMPD telling us the driver was trying to run from a traffic stop. 3 people were hurt here. One of them may not survive. The wreck shut down the freeway. Sky 3 over a big rig wreck on 485. This is the loop at the Independence exit. This Harris Teeter truck tipped over on the ramp. The driver was pinned in the truck, had to be flown to the hospital, but a spokesperson for the store tells us the driver was conscious. No word yet on what caused that accident. Well, a divisive issue.
And a deadly response tonight, a decision in the trial of this man accused of killing an abortion doctor. Plus, Rielle Hunter riled up what she's suing the author of a new John Edwards book and the private item she says he has.
I'm David Wisnett. Let's say you're a pastor and you're wrestling with a decision about whether or not to have services this Sunday because of the weather. We'll talk about what goes into that decision and what it actually costs a church to cancel Sunday services.
I have a feeling snow may be canceling a lot of things this weekend. Just got a report of 1 inch on the ground in Cherryville. We'll talk the latest snow forecast totals in your full forecast.